ghosts, ghouls, skibidi toilet, and a map list that's just a little bit
too long, and you'll never guess which one of these scary things the Team Fortress 2 community is choosing to focus their attention on in the middle of one of the biggest updates we have received in years. So please allow me to welcome you all back to The Bread Bowl, the hottest and jazziest live commentary spot on YouTube, where the only rule is to share a drink with me while you watch today. Today, I'm drinking a Pete's coffee, and on the community board, we have more discourse about whose dog this is and a couple other fun memes and submissions. Thank you for everyone who emailed me. Now, I've actually got a whole list in front of me of things that I want to talk about today. But first, I just want to express how absolutely appalled and disappointed I am with the community right now. Because since this update released, all I have seen about it is just incredibly trivial drama and weird nitpicks and complaints about various different items and features that are in the game currently. So on my list of things that I have to talk about today, I want to go over the drama of this hat, which everybody thinks is a little too ugly for Team Fortress 2. And I want to talk about this hat because everyone has decided to be an armchair art style critic and that this one ruins team recognition and the art style of Team Fortress 2. God help us. One thing I saw about this update was this absolutely horrendous take from Uncle Dane that says, cosmetics and maps are now the main things to criticize in Team Fortress 2. Valve hasn't made a balance patch for 7 years. The era of arguing about actual gameplay is over. Only 2 things ever get added or changed, and it's maps and hats. So that's what we argue about now. But before I get into all of that, I want to talk about the good in this update. I want to be the person in the community that's shining light on all the hard work from all of the workshoppers, map makers. I guess I also just kind of want to see if there are other people in the community that feel the same way about this update as I do. Because, again, I've just been so unbelievably confused on the lack of coverage for an update that's this good. Now, what's really good about this update? It's not just the hats, it's not just the maps. In fact, it's more of a proof of concept than anything, but the zombie mode is not only amazing, but it paves the way for a wonderful future of updates for the game, and allow me to explain why. Basically, Team Fortress 2 zombie mode, it's kind of dark and it's like Team Fortress 2 if it was twisted, a little more indie, you know? Kind of fucked up. It's not perfect, the rounds can start a little slow, and the maps themselves are missing a few textures and tend to tank my FPS by like 30 every time I join a match. But this game mode is just so fun. It's some of the most fun I've had playing Team Fortress 2 in ages. I think that has something to do with the fact that it's just a new game mode, it's entirely new. Something that hasn't been added to the game before, something I haven't played a million times over, and that's just something that I think we've all kind of collectively been needing for a while, just to play something new. And something I love about this game mode is that regardless of what team I'm on, the map makers have done a fantastic job of making sure that I'm having fun. Playing as a survivor, it's always thrilling and exciting, trying to run away from the zombies or finding a safe place to hide or trying to tank that heavy before he reaches you and one-shots you. The more people that get infected, the harder it gets, the harder I have to try to stay alive, the more fun it is to try and stay alive. But even if I get infected and have to play as the zombies, it's not a big deal. It's actually almost more fun than playing as a survivor because the map makers have given all the zombies these unique and fun abilities to use. For the first time in a long time, the zombie mode has made me actually have to think about which class I want to play and which abilities I want to use because they're all just so new and fresh. It's not only a new game mode in Team Fortress 2, but it's basically a whole set of new characters with new abilities that are all fun. And that's not even mentioning how absolutely charming all of the new animations and view models are for the zombies. The abilities themselves aren't anything spectacular. They're generally pretty derivative of whatever class it is that you're playing, like the Heavy, who has double health and packs an absolutely disgusting punch that will launch players across the map. Or the sniper, who is literally just the spitter from Left 4 Dead 2. Or the engineer, who has an EMP grenade, which can take down sentries and dispensers, allowing zombies to flush into bunkers the survivors have made. Everything feels like it has a place, and that's something I really appreciate, and why it's so hard to figure out which class it is I want to play, because all of them have a purpose and a reason for being there. For how simple this game mode is and how quickly it was made, there's honestly a surprising amount of strategy that goes into figuring out what you want to do and how you want to play any given round. When the update first came out, for the first couple days I was actually out of town, so all I had to go off of was what people were saying about it online. And people really didn't seem to be enjoying themselves. And all of this discourse led to two very important things. The first was a realization in myself that everybody in the community is a liar. This game mode is fun. If anybody tells you it's not fun, they're lying for you. They don't want the best for you. They're holding you back. It's fun. It's balanced really, really well. Now, the other really big and important thing was that this mode can be patched. Circling back around to that Uncle Dane tweet, it wasn't just new maps or new hats that were added. After the update came out and people were complaining about the new game mode and how it functioned and how it played, the map makers got on there and they started tweaking around some of the numbers. They started tweaking around how each class plays. They took the pyro, they gave him an explosion when he dies. They took the soldier, they said you can jump a few seconds earlier now. A game mode is now playing differently, and that has not happened in literal years. Maybe I'm the weird one for finding this so exciting. I know it's nothing huge. It was just a couple of number changes on a brand new game mode that was made in a couple months for a Halloween update, but to me, it's serving as a proof of concept. Not only can we add in new game modes, but we can change them and add patches and change the way they play based on popular demand. For years, as a community, all we've been asking for is just that: change. It's just very confusing as to why this isn't a big deal to anybody, because it really seems like it should be. Anyway, we've got the second most important part of this update: slime. Which is just a King of the Hill map, but with weird fishmen that lurk around every corner, sliming the place up. I think they're called Sailman. I think is like a pun on salmon, I think. I don't know, it's not funny when I do it. This is a map that I'm also really not sure why people aren't talking about and blowing out of proportion online, because these fish people look so goofy. The map itself is just kind of whatever, but these fish people are such a wonderful addition to it that I really just don't know why people aren't talking about them the same way we all talked about the seal from the summer update. Imagine, it's July of 2023. The Team Fortress 2 summer update has just come out and you see this seal, Sylvia the Seal. You go online and that's all you see, Sylvia the Seal for miles, and every YouTube thumbnail, every tweet says, "I love Sylvia. Dear God, this is adorable. The goofy animations, the way that she was implemented into the map, it's all just wonderful." It's got us talking about the update for sure. And I don't know why these fish people aren't doing that for this update. And I'm upset about it, because I like them way more than I like her. Look how handsome they are. Look how handsome this man is. Tell me he doesn't look like he would be your best friend. They don't even do that much on the actual map. They kind of just, like, every time the point is capped, I think they just kind of, like, 10 of them come out and just start attacking. I think they're just reskins of the Halloween skeletons, but look at them. The ludicrously lunatic Lunon Fedora. People saw this thing in the update and they said, "I hate it. It's ugly. Get it out of my face." The art style of Team Fortress 2 is dead, and it's because of this hat. I really truly cannot help but think this was like a bit of an overreaction. Like, I just really don't understand why people hate this item so much, because it's not that bad, right? Give me something good. Come on. Give me something nice. Something strange and unusual. Ooh! Let's go! I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna be the rep for this hat. I'm gonna be the... It's all class? No f***ing way. Okay. It's not like the prettiest hat I've ever seen. Okay, well, maybe everybody had a point. Now this is a loadout. I saw a couple posts trying to defend the hat, saying, well, the reason it looks so ugly is because it was supposed to be part of a whole set of items and cosmetics. So of course it doesn't look good on its own, it looks ugly without everything else to go with it. And even the people trying to defend it are still like calling it ugly. And it's really not that bad. And then we had the classic criminal, which for some reason also stirred up like an absolutely egregious amount of community drama. With people saying, this hat ruined team recognition, you can paint the mask any color you want, but it's like, everyone's all of a sudden talking about the art style of the game, and how all the new workshop creators are ruining it, and it's all just so stupid. It has led me personally to start asking the question, when did everyone all of a sudden become armchair experts on visual design and the philosophy of the way Team Fortress 2 looks? I don't know anything about it. I'm not gonna pretend to know anything about it. Why is everyone else? And that's not to say that people can't have opinions on different choices that creators have made when making new hats and maps. You can, you're allowed. In fact, I encourage it. Talk about things in the community. If you don't like something, talk about it. But it's the way that people are talking about it that is just so baffling. I think specifically it's the way that people say the art style of Team Fortress 2 is dead, when really what they're trying to say is, I don't like the way that this hat looks. Other people in the community have come to the very real conclusion that this video by Funk, the death of an art style, has done irreparable damage to the way the community functions. And absolutely, that is 100% correct. It is because of this video that everyone now feels like an expert on the visual design of this game that they just play. I would go as far to say that I think the video's biggest problem was just how much they concluded the issues were Valve lazy or Valve no care, when in reality, I think they cared a lot about player expression, and because of that, they were willing to reapproach their own visual restrictions to compromise that. So, yeah. All in all, this video just hasn't aged horribly well because it wasn't put together that well. And if you disagree with that opinion, you're not disagreeing with my opinion, you're disagreeing with Funk's opinion. And again, it's just kind of annoying that people are choosing to talk about this instead of everything good in this update. Talk about my fish people, talk about my zombies. Just stop this, talk about anything else. Stop talking about this. It's so dumb. Why aren't people excited for this update? A question to which I have a couple of ideas. The first one being all of these weird complaints that people were having right before and as the update came out. I feel like those kind of took center stage as opposed to all of the good things for whatever reason. And as soon as bad coverage started to come out, people started caring about the update less, and I think it kind of just spiraled from there. However, I think the bigger reason people don't really care about this update is the lack of official acknowledgement. I've touched on this before, but what seems to really get people excited about an update is web pages and animations and announcements. So I think that the only thing this update was really, truly missing was a blog post. I'm very happy with this update, and I'm very happy with the direction the game seems to be going in. And I don't think that it's a stretch to say that with the way the game seems to be going and the way updates seem to be coming out, Team Fortress 2 is kinda good again. We're bringing it back. Anyway, thank you for joining me, and thank you for watching. Team Fortress 2, it's good to have you back.